Well, Luke, what do we got going?
Turkey sandwiches for breakfast.
What did we just do?
Well, you just bought an elk tag for an obscene amount of money. But we just drove to Colorado Springs too.
Chef Luke. Well, guys, you just heard it here. We made it to Colorado. That's the state we're hunting. You're gonna figure that out because we just bought an over-the-counter tag, and we're gonna try our hand with the crowds and people, and hopefully kill us an elk. So we're gonna eat our sandwiches, jump in the truck. We got a little bit ways to go from here, and I'm excited to get in the mountains. It's been long awaited.
Well, guys, we made it. I don't have tuberculosis. I have something with sinuses. That's why my voice sounds weird, but I'm fine. But we're here. We're in Colorado. We made it. 21 and a half hour drive, I think. And we just drove up one of the scariest roads I've ever been on. It was on the edge of a cliff. That's just, there's no other way to explain it, but it was scary. Drake's a wonderful truck pilot, so we made it here. We got to the trailhead, and we're gonna start packing up. We're gonna get our camo on. He's gonna sight in his bow. I'm gonna bomb down to this creek, fill up on water, because tonight we make an ascent. But we're excited. We're ready to kill something. So.
Okay, I do gotta make a correction. I am not sighting in my bow. I'm just shooting it. But we're excited. We went up like he said, one of the gnarliest roads I've ever been on. And we got about a 4-hour-ish hike, 2.5 miles, 2,500 feet of vertical elevation. So we're gonna get ready for that. It's time for me to make sure everything's sighted in properly, and which I know it is, but I just want to make sure it's good on the trip, and then we're gonna get our clothes on and start working. What's going on?
Minor difficulties with the trekking poles. I also still sound like I'm halfway to the grave. But we got my pack packed up, and we got your pack packed up as well. And we are ready to hit the trail.
Well, guys, it's a lot harder than we remember. Right, Luke?
It's not Montana, that's for sure.
Yeah, this sort of Colorado steepness is a little bit intimidating, and our packs have grown since the last time we've done this.
My pack's not bad. I feel like I can't get enough air.
Yeah.
In Montana, it felt hard, as in like physically exerting.
Yeah.
Exertion. But now it's like I see where altitude plays an effect, because now I'm like, it's just like you're not getting anything.
Yeah, I kind of feel that too. For me, it's this heavy pack. I think I could at least run 100 yards without the pack before I get winded. But we got a nice set of hardwoods, our dark, deep timber, and we're going up a massive hill. So stay tuned. It's gonna take more than that.
What's your dilemma?
My dilemma is I lost. I didn't even bring a belt, so here I am. I think I'm just gonna run a regular old, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gird up your loins.
Girding them up pretty tight, dude. I better light that on fire. I'll have a frayed paracord belt by the end of it. Now everything's a mess. Why is the pack gotta be so heavy? Oh, I'll never get this to light, or I'll start a forest fire, one of the two. Oh. I don't want to climb that. I don't want to climb that at all. That looks not fun. It looks the opposite of fun. Alright guys, so we're here at this water source and we've got a steep climb to a very steep peak, so we're loading up with water. There won't be water up there, so we're gonna carry 7 liters of water up to the top and it's gonna be heavy. So me and Luke are checking out this stream and getting loaded up, so I'm gonna get to it. We only got a little bit of daylight and we got about a mile and a half to go. Ice cold. Slow. Slow. Slow down. You're okay. You're okay. Try to do more of an angle. I had to get down on my knees right there. I had to kind of get closer. Now cut this way.
Alright, I'm up real close and personal so I can whisper. I don't sound as bad. But, that was a heck of a climb. We came, how many feet did we ascend?
Oh, dude.
2,000.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
Probably 2,000.
So we're at 2,000, we're gonna hit 2,500 by the end of the night. And this last little bit just about did me in, to be honest. I didn't think I was gonna make it, yeah.
That was terrifying.
This is where I see the flex rating in boots coming in.
Dude, I was thinking the exact same. I have 2s on and I was like, I could use 4s right now.
And I'm in 1s. And it's not like you're gonna die, but man, it would be nice if they were just stiff when I'd step on a log, you know?
Yeah.
It'd save me a lot of trouble. But we've got 7 liters of water and our full 4 days of food too. So a 20-pound base weight plus
30 for me.
Yeah, it's about. Is water a liter a pound?
It's like 2 pounds per liter.
So that's 14. So that's 34, and then food 2 times 4 is 8. So 42-pound bags. Is that right?
Yeah. So mine would be a 50.
Yeah.
50-pound.
Plus the bow.
Oh, yeah. Plus the 4 or 5 pound bow probably.
Plus our binos.
Yeah. So we're loaded.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is beautiful. I mean, we got to see the sunset.
It's still setting.
It's still setting. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if I don't roll back off the mountain.
Well, guys, we're in Luke's 12 by 12 tarp. That was just phenomenal last night. Actually, the tarp did well.
Tarp did great.
I was literally kissing this wall. But we did not sleep well at all. Not even, can't even lie. Like, it was pretty bad. So, we went out, did a little bit of glassing. I should have brought the camera, I totally forgot. But, didn't see jack. So, we're gonna move up this basin, or actually up on this ridge, and try to go find some elk or some elk sign. We saw some sign, but it was ancient, so we're gonna cook up food and kind of get our minds straight.
just wrestled a bear. Pretty well did. This thing's hefty. I got extra water up here too, so I got 1.5 liters on each side, and then I got a 2-liter bag up here. So it's hefty.
We just got done getting camp all packed up. Anyone who comes in here is gonna look like they had a big old elk herd right here, bed down. But we're gonna head up this ridge, try to get higher, which is not something I want to say out loud. But we're gonna get up there and kind of work these ridges. Once we get to the top, we'll probably drop our packs, or at least drop camp, and start figuring things out. We might just drop packs in general, but we want to keep our water and food, so we'll figure out what we're gonna do. But as of right now, we got a lot of hiking to do, so I'm gonna wrestle these shoes, make sure these shoes are on the right way, and get to working. Well, we are in a desolate area. You can see there's trees behind me, but everything is just dirt, mowed down, no moisture. Me and Luke are getting tired. There's no elk on this side. Been steep. We've seen some sign, but it's all ancient. So, and there's no one here, so really trying to get in these hell holes isn't really helpful when there's no one hunting. So me and Luke are gonna get to this trailhead and not trailhead, but get to the trail and try to find some water, find a camp spot, and really just kind of assess the situation.
All right, so we figured out that the elk aren't on the tops of the mountains, which
Aren't on the top.
Aren't. Yes, I tried to say aren't. I still can't talk really well if you guys can't tell, but the elk aren't up high. It's super dry. There's not enough water. We just didn't see any sign whatsoever, so we started making our way off the mountain to lower elevations to try to figure out where they're at.
Mainly get water.
And to get water, because we carried 7 liters up there. By the end of the day, it's all gone, right? So we need water as well. On our way down, we ran into a mule deer muzzleloader hunter, and we sat and talked with him for a while, and he kind of agreed. He said he thought elk would probably be lower. He's been out here a few more times. He's had more experience than we do, so he told us where he's seen them in the past and some different areas to hunt. But he also told us where to get water on the way in, because if we didn't find anywhere else to get water, we're going to have to bomb down like 2,000 feet, right? Because we're on the side of a mountain still. So we're getting water, and you may be wondering why I'm digging into my first aid kit, and that's because of where the water is coming from. I'm going to use water purification tablets in addition to the Sawyer filter, because I'm looking at the water, and it's this little hole, and there's larvae of something just swimming around in it, and I'm not a big fan of that. So we're gonna zap it and filter it, and then hope we don't get sick from it. But it's that or going off the side of a mountain, so I'd say it's worth it.
We're getting water out of a nasty little hole, mainly because, there ain't nothing else to do. It's been very difficult. I think I've made it more difficult on us than it needed to be. Luke would
100%.
Luke would agree.
100%.
So we're going to devise a game plan. A buddy of mine said elk are where elk are. So we got to find out where the elk are, and they ain't here. And so we're going to burn country. We're going to zip down probably another mile yet still. Probably a little bit less than that now. And try to hear some in the morning. If we don't hear that, then we're dropping from 11.6 to like 8.6. It's just dry. So just steep and dry. How's camp coming along?
It's coming good. When I broke down camp this morning, somebody took my guy lines and balled them all up. So now I'm undoing that damage.
That would have been me.
Yeah.
Well,
but other than the speed, it's coming good. I'm doing a completely enclosed tarp pitch. So this is a three-sided pyramid. You stake out two of the, like one long edge. So you put a stake in two corners, and you just bring the other two corners together. Put a pole in the middle, and then I guy out the sides to keep them off of me. But it's a lot of room. It kind of has a triangular vestibule for my gear, and then a flat place for me to sleep. But yeah, it's coming good. I think I'll sleep better tonight. We laid down. Drake actually helped me clear out a space to make sure it was flat for my pad and stuff. So I think we'll sleep a lot better tonight.
And for me, welcome to my castle. See outside Cimarron. New tent. Walk in. Get all my stuff. There's my bow bag, everything. Plenty of room, literally plenty. I'll sleep right here. There's my door. So, yeah, it's coming along. We definitely chose this spot because the best elk habitat from just contour lines and looks to be down this right here, probably about 500 yards or so. So I want to camp above them, so if there is any elk, I'm not for sure that there is, but if there is any elk, we'll at least, be on top and be able to make a play on them, so, and not spook them big time. So I'm gonna get food ripping and roaring. My stomach's kind of feeling odd, which is not something you want to say. So I'm gonna bomb some water and get ready for bed. What is up, guys? We just got up. There's my tent right back there. You saw it from last night. Luke's got his tarp positioned back right there. I slept probably from 9 o'clock to about 4 in the morning, maybe 3:30, phenomenally. And then I didn't sleep at all from that time to about 5:30, and then I fell back asleep and I woke up just like 10 minutes ago. Luke, on the other hand, did not sleep. So I'm going to point the camera at Luke and make him talk, because I'm sure that's what he wants to do right now. But that's what's going to happen. Speak.
Yeah, so I didn't sleep again, which is, I think, my fault, because my setup was fine this time. I was comfortable pad, it was flat ground, my quilt was warm, so it must just be my brain keeping me up, even though I'm exhausted. But I don't feel terrible. Like, I guess I rested, but I was never I never remember waking up or falling asleep. I can kind of remember everything through the night. But yeah, it was fine. My tarp worked good in that setup I had. That's the first time I tried it. And yeah, we're gonna get going. Well,
what are we doing?
Got our camps broke down. We left no trace, as is always the right move. We got our super comfortable light packs back on. We got strapped into those, and we're gonna go walk, hike, I guess. You know, as one does. There's not really anything else to do. So, yeah, we filtered some water from that like little hole, and we both bag flushed our filters using those couplers. We just squeezed the smart water bottle back through it. Bag flushed our filters. I found, and I think Greg does the same thing. Quick tip is that every morning, I kind of like, before I put my pack on, I'll get it all loaded back up, and then I'll like loosen my shoulder straps. I'll loosen the hip belt. I'll even loosen the load lifters, and then that way you're kind of starting fresh each day. So you can put it on and kind of get it tailored to where you are. Because sometimes throughout the day, if you're doing an incline, you might want more weight here versus there, or if your stomach's full or hurting, you know, things change throughout the day. So if you're starting with a strap down pack, it can be uncomfortable. But we got our pack sized and packed up, and we're about to, I think, go down this mountain, try to get to some lower elevation. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, you heard it here, folks. That's the plan. We've got one giant decline, and then a small incline, and then another like 2,000 foot decline. So then that'll take us back to the truck. We'll bomb out of here if we don't hear any elk on this decline, and go find some elk in a different section of the unit. It's just dry, no water. We both agree.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to head on out. It's beautiful country, though. It's literally beautiful. If it didn't hurt so bad, I would love it. All right, see you guys. All right, guys. We just got to the saddle like we wanted to. Bugled. And an elk or a human hammered down there. So, I don't know what the thermals are like. They're kind of going downhill, which isn't what we want. So we gotta kind of figure out what our plan of attack is. We might have to wait until the thermals get right, but if we can keep our ears on him, that would be awesome. So we're gonna try that first. I heard that. Go ahead and cut it. We're gonna move some stuff around.
Forgot the trash bag. Just had some Mountain House scrambled eggs with bacon. The bacon part's just a flat out lie. There's just no bacon. They were kind of terrible. Yeah, I mean, it's that's about it.
We decided to wait in the last known location of the bull, or presumed location of the bull. We're kind of waiting for this wind to act right. Just kind of chilling at the moment. Heard him bugle twice. Sounded good. And he shut up. And so now we're just kind of chilling. We're going to hopefully hear him again. Or call in a few hours. Or an hour or two. and then work our way up through some of these flats and benches and see if we can find out which way or which way he tanked off to. He went to one side or another. There's a few north-facing slopes around here, so I'd imagine he went down where the water's at. So hopefully we can get him to bugle off, and we can run down and shoot him. That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
That would be super nice. Well, guys, we're calling it quits on this spot. We're standing by the only true elk sign we've had this whole trip, which is this wallow, and it's just, I don't know, it's beautiful country. We've heard an elk, a singular elk, but we've covered it like thoroughly. I would say, even if those were mostly, well, not mostly trail miles, now that I think about it, but we started way over there where that tallest point is behind me, and that was, we hiked a little bit below that point, and then we hiked up to the point, and then we came all the way around to this giant point up here, and then we started walking down, and we made it to where we could go back or we could go further. And just how dry this ground is, no water, how steep the elevation is. I think there's elk here. I just don't think that this is the best way to hunt them. I think that if you had maybe some stock, this place would be really, really well, or like good to do, because you could kind of get some real gnarly areas without burning yourself out. But me and Luke, we love the steep stuff. We love having, saying we did some good, good terrain and all, but we'd also like to have just a bunch of elk in a spot where we can move and not feel like we're dying. So we're bombing back down to the truck. I think we've only got like 1,500 foot of elevation left to go. So we got a bit. We're not gonna hear anything.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we have traded the super nice tent for an even nicer camper shell. So I'll give you guys a tour. Right now I'm sleeping on 2 sleeping pads. I've got a climate sleeping pad from one of Luke's old pads, and then I've got my Thermarest on top of it, which is actually kind of nice. I took out all the coolers and replaced it with basically just one open slot for me to sleep. So I'm kind of cozied on in here, and it's kind of nice. So here's the thing. Hopefully it'll there we go. So as you can see, I'm just kind of here, just doing my thing, and there's nothing to either side of me. So that's the fun part, as I've just kind of got to stay out in here. I am going to open up these windows though. They're screen windows. It's not one to focus, but I'm excited about all that. We're gonna hit the hay, and wow, I really don't look good with that type of lighting. I'm gonna hit the hay, and hopefully in the morning shoot us an elk, or hear some, or move around this mountain until we find a good spot. So that's the plan.
See you in the morning.
What are you thinking?
Well, I'm pretty optimistic, but there's a lot of people here. So last night we slept in the truck. I actually did end up sleeping some. but I woke up sweating because I didn't realize that I didn't need my 20-degree quilt inside of the truck. But that was comfortable. And then we're here in this lot. It's beautiful country around us, but there are more hunters. You know, we've heard there's been 2 people pull out of this lot. We've heard a couple trucks up the way. So our plan, like always, is kind of gonna try to be to go where the hunters aren't. So like where people don't want to hike in, or where the terrain gets a little steeper, a little bit. You know, people just don't want to deal with it. They kind of want to drive around and look for things. We're gonna bomb in there and see if we can't find anything. So our plan is to have today is kind of an exploratory day. So we're gonna go into this one area. It's by water. It looks good, but if there's not elk there, we're not gonna waste time. We're gonna pull out. We're gonna go up the road because we've got a lot of ground to cover here, and we're gonna kind of do that all day until we either A, find something good, or B, it doesn't look like there's many elk in the area. Then we're gonna find another unit with lower elevation and try that out. So hopefully it works out for us.
Well, I just shot my bow. Look at my hair. Holy smokes. That's rough. I just shot my bow, made sure everything was on from hiking and moving around. We are going to cover some country today. Hopefully we run into some elk. That's the play. But we're really changing it up, going from back country to where there's no one to where there's considerably a lot more people. But we're only packing 1 day of food. We do have camp on our back, but we're only packing 1 day in case we run into some elk. But we're just running in, looking for sign, looking to hear some, and if they ain't here, then we skivvy. So I'll show you some of this country. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country. But it's just a little out there.
I'm one shin cramp away from taking us off the side of the mountain. I felt a little twinge. I'm like, man, if that thing decides to grip me, there's no hitting the brake. There's no nothing, man.
The shin cramps be wild.
They do.
Well, guys, we are on we're just on a highway.
Yeah.
That's good for the audio. So, a buku amount of hunters, and not a lot of elk. No one's seeing stuff. The sign is minimal. It's real dry up top. The weather's been hot. We're about to get we get some rain right now, but we're about to get a cold front and rain, which is gonna be maybe good, but it's also, you know, we have to stay out in the rain, so that's not going to be fun at all. And it's going to be like 3 days of it. So our plan is to bomb off into this just obscure trail that goes through the high alpines with no trees, and try to get in on these 2 different basins. You'd have to take 2 different trails to get there, and hopefully spend the next 5 days checking out these 2 spots and just hoping that they're far enough away from the people and from just hunters, and the elk kind of feel safe in this part of the country. And with that being said, I'm hoping that we get on an elk, but it's all hope, crossing our fingers. We're not afraid to work for it, but there's just certain things that when you realize how steep certain things are, you just know you're just going to waste 2 days up in there, and it probably is not going to amount to anything. So that's kind of where we're at. So we're hoping this spot pans out. If it doesn't, then we're not looking too hot, but we got 5 days to kill, and hopefully we kill an elk. We are at like our wits end. We believe that this is like kind of our last ditch effort. We're going in about 4.5, 5 miles to one drainage, and then we'll go back to another drainage over the next 4 or 5 days. We believe there's elk in there. We've got people telling us that there was elk in there in the past, and it's never good to do that, but it's also horrible to get to. So we're going to try it this way, and hopefully beat some crowds, beat some people, and find some elk in some really just kind of undisclosed backwoods locations. That'd be nice. So we're packing up, and we're gonna go get coffee and a breakfast burrito, and then we're going to head to the trailhead.
Man,
You about what?
went in the river.
What happened?
I had my Seenock bags and I was making my way down the bank, and I'm not, you know, we've had 4 days of dry ground, so this morning it's wet and I'm just not used to that, and just, you know, did one of those numbers. But it's a cool little river they got over there. Got some cold water. I can't feel my hands anymore, so it's nice. I'm just, coffee is just calling my name. I was saying like, we live at, you know, mid 300 feet, and this is 12,800 feet, so it's like, you know, a little bit of a,
Or
it was probably like 12.5, 12.4 now, but crazy. There's just, I mean, streams running through, there's no trees. Wild.
It's like the moon.
It is. So we were walking on the moon. Look at him go. Look at him run. So cute. Look at him.
Well, guys, we are officially in the country that we're supposed to be hunting. We got in here and there was a guy on horse and 2 tents, I guess the same hunting party, right next to each other over there. So we set up. We're gonna assess the situation and kind of figure out if this is the basin we want to stay in. If not, we have a long hike or a short steep hike. Either or, we'll kind of figure it out. I don't know what we want to do yet. Both of them look kind of dreadful. I'm almost opting for the short steep. So that's where the other best basin is, and we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna definitely try to kill an elk. Any of them. A cow, bull. We're just trying to kill an elk. Luke's been putting up his tent. Between the tent and or his tarp, between the tent and him not eating food for an extended period of time, that being like 2 hours, he has grown irritable. But now I think he's better, which is okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Until he runs out of food, and then I'm on the menu. Me and my girlfriend joked about him eating my fingers if he ran out of food, so we gotta be careful about that. What do you think about that, Luke?
Yeah, that's not wrong. Sawing them off.
Well, we'll check back in with you in a second. Tell them what they won, Luke.
They want us going home without an elk in the rain up a 4-mile incline. That's about all I got.
Well, as you can hear, we've got rain beating on the Cimarron. We have decided to pack up next 3 days. The weather looks less than optimal, and we are at like 12,400 foot at elevation. So we're going to pack up and head over to the truck. We have like a 2-hour drive out of this nasty road before we even get to where we're spending the night. So we're trying to pack up pretty quickly. I'd say that we did the hike in about 3 hours. It was all downhill. Now it's all uphill. So hopefully we can get out of here in like 3-4 hours. But we'll just see about that. But we're calling it quits in Colorado. We exhausted our efforts. Just a bunch of people, a bunch of miles, and a bunch of feet of elevation. And we're just tired and kind of ready to go home. And this weather doesn't seem like it's going to make the elk hunting any easier for the elk and for us. So, especially with us living out of tents. So, we're packing up.